about the drafts? Is there anything that really is a red flag for you?
A slow pace from IG, I feel like, could get to a point where they're really cooldown reliant if they don't have these good lanes, and I feel like Alchemist might just thrive off that. They get the stun. Hook to try to save.
The hook connected. QYQX. There was able to get away after, though.
Okay, well, that means stun is skilled from Ulu. Probably not something that he really wants, actually, versus Enigma and versus Earthshaker. You want to just be able to get Acid Spray and get Greevil's Greed, so that might slow him down a little bit, but looking at the pace of the game, I feel Aries can set. They have great Ion Shell carriers, right? They have the Tiny who can run around early aggressive. The Ember Spirit's one of the better ones. Just how is that Ember going to do in the mid lane matchup? Because it is Ember versus SF. It's a pretty disastrous one.
Yeah, that can always be a super annoying matchup, and we saw something similar last game from White Album, just putting the hurt onto Dust. We'll see if he can get some retribution there. And Ulu, is he going to get a second chance to use? Oh, hey. That's pretty cool.
Nicely done.
2 apiece.
Yep. Too bad they didn't pick it up while it's flying in the air. I think he timed it like perfectly. D-Ward for D-Ward. This is a... I mean, this is one that I actually didn't know if they would place because they have the Earthshaker, so they want to be able to roam constantly, but will not be happening. Polison still going to get the fissure blocks, give Irving a bit of a better start. I think it's a pretty big deal, though, the fact that there's no Acid Spray on the Alchemist, so let's see if that kind of ends up having a bit of an effect, a snowball effect in the top lane.
Yeah, if that maybe can tilt things further into their favor, it would be kind of interesting to see. White Album was able to slight dodge one of those raises, and then... I don't know if I call that a dodge or a miss there on the other one. As a root onto Dust, fissure block off up top, and Emo pressuring back TK on the bottom. As they're going to try and catch this wave here, need to be careful as there is still a range creep that they have to somewhat contend with. Oh, it's the most annoying thing in the world down there when you're trying to pull the wave and it doesn't work out. Panda getting away from the Eidolons.
They will get the pull off, though.
Yeah.
QIQX, though, Snapfire, pretty good hero being able to contest versus these wave pulls. Just needs to watch out once the toss comes out so you don't get tossed into a further abyss. But level 1 Avalanche on Tiny.
And the slowdown there does mean that it meets underneath the tower. So wave is going to push in pretty hard there as Dust is waiting for his bottle to come out almost there. We'll be joining him in just a second. So
TK trying to catch the range creep bottom. Another slight dodge in the mid lane.
TK has to be careful right here. Snapfire pairing together with that Pudge. They could find a hook and just annoy him like crazy.
Yeah, if once they get level 2 on Snap, there's actually kill threat, and he's about to have it. A little bit late, though.
Looks like he's fine there. And they also get the range creep. So very important stuff, and the lane being in this position is great for Aries right now.
White Album is actually doing really nicely in mid. He's gone for the chains build as well, too. We've seen this a couple of times when Flame Guard isn't going to actually protect you. You're poking and harassing, so you're actually keeping the SF kind of low, too. And yeah, like you said, he dodged, I think he dodged 3 or 4 raises even.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff from the Ember, which, yeah, it's a really hard matchup, so it says a lot that he's able to do this well at the start.
Absolutely.
Another dodge.
Gets some good damage. And in fact, dude, all right, hold on. Chill out, White Album. Chill out a little bit there. There's no way you can be solo killing an SF here as an Ember.
No. But does force a salve. Dust, though, with the salve, is going to try to take advantage of this fact. He's going to maybe try to connect with another raise.
Rotation.
Another dodge.
Oh, Dust. Have you gone out a bit too far, my friend? The chain's right underneath the tower, but it trades over onto the range creep instead. Still TK there with the body blocks.
There's another slight
Lots of body blocks. They're going to chase this one down, and Dust. That's first blood for White Album by virtue of TK.
Ooh. He was pinging it so early on, too. Down bottom, though, looks like they'll get the trade. But the bigger fact is that an Ember Spirit's able to get a kill on an SF. I mean, that is humongous. You never really expect that.
And, I mean, to be honest, Darkseer is only going to miss out on 1 wave right there, and it's only going to be about half of it anyways. Yeah, so you'll take that.
And TK, a courier, smack, gets it on the way back.
Well played.
Great plays from the Tiny. We're definitely seeing, I mean, he's dodging a lot. He just dodged another one. So I think I've seen him dodge 6 or 7, maybe even more of these raises, White Album. Even putting the secondary point in the chain so he can continue to get aggressive.
I mean, I guess that there's just something to be said for, like, when you know a hero like Shadow Fiend well enough, you're able to anticipate when they're going to raise.
Yeah.
And you're just already ready for it on the Ember.
And he's quick with it. Now we do see Acid Spray and Greevil's Grieva online up top, but I feel like, yeah, this lane, he should be much more farmed than he than he should be right now, just because, yeah, having the skill concoction, trying to go for that first blood, I think definitely did grief him a little bit. Now it'll stabilize. He should be able to get this free farm up here.
And you can see a lot of denies coming in from these Eidolons. Ulu not happy at all to be playing into this. As Dust will get the water rune. Still top of the net, or rather the CS charts at the moment for Dust.
Yeah, but not top of net worth. He's actually 400 behind the Ember because of first blood.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's a massive testament. SF is all about lane bullying. The fact that Ember's able to have that could snowball him.
Yeah, it's a really cool build. Very annoying, I'm sure, for Dust to play against.
And a good build with if an Ember's able to have a pretty decent laning phase in this game, when he's got the Darkseer like you were mentioning, he could really just, you know, make so much happen around the map with how much aggression he can put on.
Right, and even though they're winning this bottom matchup pretty handedly, you know, almost a couple hundred gold ahead of him, the levels-wise, it will end up being able to catch back up later. But this rotation in...
Oh! Emo just hooks the creep right in front of him. Completely whiffs.
The mid move, they go on in, they get the block off there, but only 2 raises, it's not going to be enough damage. Irving chased down a little bit there, but he's fine.
Lane's looking good for the side of IG.
Ember, he's very, very low. Dust is
Oh, the
chasing.
glyph.
Has another raise back up in a second. Tries to dodge it. Oh, the
He dodges.
walk back. White Album.
Oh my god!
Dude. All right, tip that man. Tip that man. Dust, he just ended that man's career. I swear to God.
That was what an outplay by White Album. Holy moly. And his supports, they're ready for it. The dive plays. Dust is getting a bit too over-eager, a bit over-aggressive. He's actually significantly far behind now. He's 800 behind his counterpart. Hastrun, though, Polson, maybe he can bring it back.
He wants to. I mean, getting a solo kill here would be big. Get some good damage.
Be all right,
But
White Album.
still has the remnant. Ooh, slick dodge. Chains walk away. Dust is still on him, though. He's moving quick.
Okay.
Yeah, no way out.
Dust is like, thank God. And they actually have the catapult wave, too, with 2 supports in mid lane. Maybe you can get some slight damage there, but no, tiny. TK comes in.
Dude, I will never not think about that move now.
That was so sick. The step back, that was amazing. But defensive remnant, or the remnant's been placed down as he was dying, so he will be able to come back without having to use a TP. Pretty important. So he can actually make a rotation afterwards. And it's actually right on top of Dust. He walks right into the remnant.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, Dust. But he's got Requiem. No,
Dodge. Nope. Not going to be able to do it. White Album comes back through. They don't get the connection. And the hook, a little bit off the mark there. So Shadow Fiend for the Tiny. And was trying to set that one up for another kill for White Album.
Dust, no respect to White Album. White Album's just like, I'm going to outplay the hell out of you. I mean, he's really owning him. That was a sick play again. But Dust walks right on top of the remnant.
Yeah.
So that was a little weird. But I guess now they do know that there is a ward down there. So that's probably what he was expecting. Like, he doesn't have vision. Sure
Right.
that he has a remnant there, but he doesn't know where I am. But that ward does give him exact information.
Right. And maybe also there was like, if he knew about the ward, there was an attempt to bait, because there were a lot of heroes nearby.
Yeah.
There's like, you know, maybe could have actually gotten the kill. But White Album there with the outplay. I mean, the thing is, if you look at the rest of the net worth across the game, it's going still very, very well for IG. You've got an Auk that's behind. Like,
Yeah, I did not expect this Enigma to have 400 gold over an Alchemist. I really think it's a lot because of the stun. Honestly. Like, I think that actually really hurt him. Because we've seen Shiro, especially in LGD, when he's played versus like these type of matchups, he just pulls so far. And now, he's low. Might just get Black Gold.
yeah, they found him. Move in, get the kill.
Oh, boy. That is a painful start. Definitely not what they expected with this Alch pick, because Irving coming out super far ahead. Arcane, he's going to have mech done. So top tower, it's probably going to go down pretty soon once he's got mech, and Alchemist has been pushed out of the lane by an Enigma.
Darkseer about to get hooked here. Most likely. Emo looking for it, setting it up, can't connect. And
TK, though.
Tiny has a toss. Needs to get some distance there. Tosses him over to the medium camp. Tries to walk away as up top. Red Panda goes down. And Irving, is he also going to fall? Has a couple more seconds left on that stun. Comes in for the hit. No, but Paulson! Oh, what a player. He's had a great series.
He is so disruptive.
TK eventually gets found and is going to be brought down. Emo on a killing spree. So IG, in spite of some laning stage woes, are really pulling it together here.
Yeah, I'm still just astonished. Irving's so farmed. It's like top lane, I feel like went a little bit of the opposite way than I expected, and mid lane went the opposite way that I expected as well too because of these rotations and stuff. So, all right, interesting start to the game, and now, ooh, Emo
able to surge away from that one. Shanxi. And a bottle refill for the Shadow Fiend. I mean, again, it's like in Aries lineups that... Oh, wait a minute. White Album. Stunned.
They want
Chase. Couple more hits. They have Requiem down. Slight.
Dodged.
Won't connect. And then the Remnant away.
Now playing with 3 heroes around the mid lane too. Next Ruin. Looks like White Album's going to get it again. And he's very... I mean, level 8 Ember versus level 8 SF. You don't see this very often. They're not going to be the same as... Again, Dust.
Abba. Thinking about some toss, but no. With the multiple TPs in, they will kill off Red Panda as TK just tries to get out of here. But does not have a TP. Eats the tree, though, and walks out.
It's going to make him work for it.
Yeah.
Early towers.
Do it if they can. And down bottom, they're already prepped and ready with the Guardian Greaves done on Enigma. They were going to throw a random hook out there. Won't connect onto anybody. Trees broken, but numbers coming in. They've got the Ember and the Tiny in tow. With Darkseer nearby, they're ready to go with this one. White Album finds the root. Throws out an avalanche. Ion Shell burning. Need to be careful about this. The Snapfire ulti going. Actually tosses it onto the CM. It's the illusion of the Pudge created, but they can't really do anything to stop this. Surging up White Album, letting him run in a little bit. Goes with the Slight spam. Another avalanche. The Pudge illusion doing what damage it can. Throws another Ion Shell on.
That was so sad for the poor CM. Just a Pudge lands on top of her. Just
like,
gets
what are you
deleted. You can see the play that TK is going for, though. Tossed back with Ion Shells and stuff, but Olsen just keeps stopping it.
White Album has another salvo if he wants to. TK, they're just sort of plinking away at him here. The root onto both.
So much poke.
Avalanche. I mean, again, this is a lot of space created for the Alchemist to get his farm on. They pull back in White Album, but it gets out of there in time. Oh, it wasn't long enough range, I guess, to queue up the Dismember.
No, just misses Dismember Echo Slam combo. Now it's an Echo wasted. They got to ditch out of bottom. Now, Aries, they got what they came for. They forced so much bottom, defended the tower, and they have their Alchemist who's able to finish up the Radiance and get toward that BKB. He farmed so much in these last few moments.
Yeah.
He's at 9K now.
Well, at the same time, it was dust farming. Doesn't do it as quickly, but he's getting towards a BKB. If there is a chance, you know, also to sort of think about that mid-game timing, it could be a BKB on SF punching into the Alk. Potentially. I don't know if it's going to be enough or not. You imagine it's, what, going to be like an AC or something afterwards pretty soon for Alchemist?
Yeah, he's going to get that acceleration really fast. BKB AC, and definitely seeing a little bit of concerns in IG's draft to kill him unless he just gets black holed during that BKB and they full focus him. But yeah, definitely looking like Aries, they found their footing. They've been able to make space. In the Alchemist game, it's beginning.
Greaves done.
They're
Or
hunting.
Darkseer.
Emo
gets caught. Tossed back. This time, instead, it's onto Ulu. Pops the CM ulti. Gonna be broken.
So tanky.
Olsen walks on in. Vacuum wall. Back onto both. Under control, but do they have the damage? With the Alk already dead, I don't know if they feel comfortable going in. And actually, White Album remnants forward. Finds the kill onto the Shaker. So they can't actually make the fight happen when they toss directly onto the Alk.
No, that actually just gives a huge injection of gold. The Snapfire Kisses and Emo just with this hood, he is way too tanky. Sure, they've got Ion Shell, but Ion Shell versus Pudge does nothing. He just clicks Flash Sheep and literally takes 0 damage from it.
Yeah.
So a little overzealous there from TK, kind of getting his Alchemist killed and a huge injection onto IG. Definitely don't show up to the next fight now. I think just finish BKB before you look to come back next time on Ulu.
Right. Well, 17 minutes to the next set of neutrals will be up and spawning at this point as he gets closer to it. And next up will be Pipe for Darkseer. On the other side, it's Enigma who's queuing just BKB and BKB and Blink.
Yeah, he bought the shard too on
Yeah.
Irving. I mean, everyone really likes this shard with the Eidolons. Makes the stun also really annoying to deal with. But yeah, neutral items starting to get picked up. A Grove Bow, nice one there for Dust, and very close to his BKB. So all in all, for IG, pretty good, especially after they get that kill to slow down the Alchemist. Yeah, Ulu delayed, but has tons of stacks to work on.
Yeah. And TK himself trying to also get into that Blink Dagger, if possible. So if that Tiny can make that happen, obviously initiation's been a little bit weird, but we'll have a better ability to sort of choose his target.
Mm-hmm. So not the position I would say that Aries wants to be in. They want to be way more ahead. This game, as Panel said, if it gets to a point with these even footings, game gets to like later stages, it's a free Enigma game. The BKB is Blink. There's nothing to really cancel it, so for Aries, they need to make less mistakes. They need to be much more careful with this Alchemist.
I think that's the point where you're just rolling the dice and get Bash or Ember. Just hope.
Hope for that slight to hit the right one.
Is there, can you do the Basher Abyssal? Or can you do Abyssal with Ember? Slight
It's
do
quite
that?
a commitment of gold. But,
Okay.
I mean, maybe you could do something crazy. I don't think we'll ever see something.
Okay. Fair enough.
Ulu BKB is done. It should be way more survivable now versus the Snapfire Kisses plus that Pudge that keeps getting tossed on top of him. But Emo He's also about to have an Ags, so when BKB's not active,
Yeah.
he will be able to eat through this Alchemist with that health regeneration negation and all that damage.
Oh, he's so close. He's
50
50 gold
gold.
away. 50 gold. Can they get there to help him? I don't think it's going to happen. The toss comes out, and they're going to take down that Pudge.
Oh,
Very
painful.
annoying.
40 seconds till he respawns. He'll have the gold pretty much as he does respawn, but a big delay. Anytime off the map, that's where it just allows Alchemist to just rain in all that gold.
Now, SF did get the BKB at the same time,
Okay.
so they do have at least somebody to kind of match that tempo and do the damage. Not sure if it's going to be enough from SF, doing about 200 damage a pop. But Alk, at least for right now, won't have a ton of armor on him, particularly with that presence already going.
Blink and AC, though. Next 2 items there for Ulu. Now starting to poke, but I don't think they're aware of this. Polison, he's got Blink. Super early. Well, pretty early timing for your 4 Shaker.
Yeah,
Emo, though, back up in the Aghanims.
done for him.
This could be scary here for Ares if they're not careful how they make the fight happen.
They find one, the Requiem there on a 2, and there is the Echo. Can they do anything enough, though, to bring down this Pudge? They're doing a ton of damage onto Emo, trying to kill him off. They bought back on White Album, and runs in, stun onto 1. Irving up on the high ground, goes for it. Does he decide to go for the black hole? Connection, the Malefice, it was enough. They didn't need to.
It's a dieback. White
Yeah.
Album dies at the initial, jumps back in to get aggressive, and dies again. Uh-oh, Ares. They're really struggling right now. They keep trying to go onto Emo, but he is just, it takes them so long to bring him down that everybody else gets a full lasso of all their spells off. Uh-oh, Ares. This game is starting to look a little complicated for them. Having an Alchemist lineup and you don't even have much of a net worth lead at all.
Yeah, and look at this one. Again,
So quick.
a really good recognition and just setup for IG. They knew what they were doing. Even when you find that SF illusion, it's not going to be quite enough.
No, the Requiem combo was beautiful. Hook, they had full faith in Emo there to be able to go for that.
Right.
Emo barely, I mean, he barely even dies. He drops low, Greaves start to come into play. He's so damn tanky on the Pudge. IG, they still have Black Hole available too, so they can look for this next fight.
White Album respawning in 10 seconds. We'll see where he decides to go, but they do have Darkseer here. Does realize what's coming his way. Fissure, Hook, got him again. Too easy.
Might be able to go for the Roche now.
Yeah.
They have a huge window.
30 seconds with no vacuum. And, I mean, poke and prod is a thing, but you don't want to die again on White Album. At the very least, they're going to need to go on in and take this tier 1 tower mid.
Poke and Prod's just scary too, as we've seen the Fissure into Hook. It's happened multiple times this game. If they get hit by it again, they're just dead. They'll just get Requiem comboed right afterwards. Ares, they're going to give this one up. IG in a pretty comfortable spot.
And it looks like they won't even be able to come on in and finish off that tier 1 tower mid. So the gold lead into the favor of Ares slightly because of that Alk. Although, okay, Ava can't get the toss back. Dust already popped Requiem. Control is there, rooted for the moment onto Enigma. They're going to come close to losing TK. Pigpull trying to run away. Get some distance, but the Malefice is there. Oh my god, Emo's hunting. And Darkseer just wants to double shell this wave, it looks like.
Emo is a true menace this game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh, speaking of, there are a lot of heroes nearby. Gotta run.
Get him again.
Oh my god.
Emo.
Dude, what a player.
I feel
He's
like
killing
after he hit that one arrow, the one hook on like his creep bottom,
Yeah.
I think he's landed every single one after that. He's having a phenomenal game on this Pudge. It's working out. The Alchemist game, it's
And
it's
again,
just not happening right now.
like, they didn't have vision there, right? Like, that was just from the death of the creep and knowing the path that he was walking back.
Oh, that's a different build on the Alchemist. Hulu. I didn't even notice he picked it up, Mage Slayer.
Okay. I mean, against Pudge, yeah.
I guess so, yeah. Interesting.
Radiant's bottom
Does he get it?
tower is under attack.
No, not this time. Red Panda gets away.
He's still so farmed, but yeah, the Ember and that Darkseer. White Album, after having such a spectacular, flashy game, his dieback really hurts him. He is so far behind that SF.
It was such a good Pudge pick.
It was. It's really Polison who just made it look so damn good. Him and honestly the two supports. Because it's every single time that the toss back happened on the Pudge, you just saw free kisses landing right on top of those targets.
Right.
Is under attack.
I mean, it is still an incredibly farmed Alk, and he is going to, you know, have a pretty good timing also on this AC once he gets it completed.
There is that free game for the Enigma as it gets. It's a looming thing.
Yeah.
Blink, Ogre X on his way toward BKB.
Do they decide to smoke up now? That's kind of what it feels like.
If you don't have the gold lead as Alchemist, I mean, and it's usually quite a high one. The game just feels so slow, especially your Ember, your Darkseer. They're all magic damage reliant, really.
Yeah.
At this point, is everybody on IG is so tanky.
Well, they smoked up with 3. They didn't get the Darkseer in it. AC is now done. White Album gonna zip back towards his team.
A little bit of lag.
Slight lag there.
2 minutes. IG still has Aegis. Probably want to still look to pressure forward with it. Side of Aries might be looking still to go for a fight with this freshly picked up AC on the Alk. Then he'll actually eat Emo. Emo definitely is lacking on that armor department unless he's standing next to the Enigma.
Yeah. Yeah, much needed potential armor item going to be on the way. Would be Shiva's or something after the BKB.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe just BKB in like casual plate mail and then he'll figure it out afterwards.
Right.
But yeah, right now, looking to force a little bit more with this Aegis. They still have 90 seconds.
Aries see the Eidolons heading south, signaling that's where they're going. And another BKB completed for Aries, this time on the Ember.
That's an important one. Now perhaps he can actually look to play aggressive, actually poke, instead of just worrying about getting insta-killed right afterwards. But
Yeah.
I think it's time. I think it might be time for them to smoke up.
I need to get something done at least. Hasterin up top. That is really good. And that one is going to be scouted. So Invictus, they're going to know that they have, and yeah, the smoke right underneath where that ward was.
Yeah, it looks like it might be caught like just the tail end of it.
They're hoping to find somebody. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to connect right away. And
Aegis still for 30 seconds. But yeah, not going to find anybody.
have to push out this bottom lane. So I was wondering if they were going to, on Aries, try and go for a maybe wrap around and take that mid tower or something, but it looks like it's instead just head back to get together, farm out another round, but in that time, it's IG that have taken the net worth lead.
And they've gotten now the BKB on the Enigma, so the big one to look at. On Aries, they still have ways to get the initiation, right? The tiny tossbacks, and they have good ways to poke and prod. Some of the best, always Ember Spirit. We always can talk about that, how he can just force BKBs out of nowhere. But still looking really hard for them to take any straight 5v5 engagement. Even though Alchemist is so big, it feels like IG is just starting to get stronger and stronger as the game progresses in comparison.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely true. And you also have the BKB now there for the Pudge. So that's the other thing, is that the main combo they had was Vacuum into Avalanche. And now all of the heroes that are super important in these fights, it feels like, have an answer to it. Ulu, does he go in for this? It's kind of crazy, but TK's there to sort of play defense a little bit. They see Irving, spot him, Avalanche, toss back, the jump, the stun, the control, it's enough. He goes down, and now right on top of Emo, but there it is already, the BKB. White Album has his own BKB pop, the chase in, find Paulison on the back lines. Ulu in trouble, but is it going to be enough for the kill? It is. QIQX, he goes down. Oh, also, they break the Echo Slam, so nothing there, but they find the kill onto White Album. Do finally bring down that Pudge.
Another buyback.
And look at it, Shadow Fiend, he's stuck killing himself. He's rooted by the CM and dying to the illusion. Oh. They somehow win that fight. Aries perfectly do it.
TK God. I mean, we've seen him do this a couple of times on his Tiny. He gets literally the best possible target he can get. Then he gets a secondary one, tosses the SF into a weird position. Looks like Emo might be able to clean everything up, but the buyback from White Album plus those tossbacks, beautifully done from Aries. Finally find themselves back in this game.
Yeah, that was much needed. And, you know, hitting their power spike.
Yeah,
people talk about, like, you know, what happens when you just black hole everybody and the net worth stuff doesn't matter anymore. It's true if you kill the Enigma, too. Goes the other way. What a fight.
Beautiful. I mean, really beautiful jumps from TK over and over again.
Yeah. I didn't see the dust hit on the back of it. But, yeah, right there and just tosses him into the midst of it all. Dust just walked into the trees, end up caught in no man's land.
And then the toss back as well, too. Paulson, of course, we did see that whiffed Echo Slam, too, was trying to get the connection. I mean, the damage, the Echo Slam, it didn't hit, but I feel like he was actually going to Echo Slam on top of the Ember anyway, who ends up dying at the end of all of it anyway, so ends up doing its job, even though it would not have, even though it didn't connect.
Well, and you can see there at the end, too, the only hero that really feels like it needs to get a wall on is the Shadow Fiend in this one. And if it happens, it's going to be a pretty big beatdown.
IG just has to be more careful. Enigma especially. He's the big one. If he didn't get a single spell off, and the fight is still kind of a trade back and forth because it is White Album having to use that buyback. So now they want to get the initiation themselves. Echo Slam back up in 10.
Well, and the other thing is he didn't BKB. Could have potentially done that.
Irving didn't. Yeah, I mean, he died in the toss up, and then he landed, and he was super low, so held on to it.
Well, I meant the avalanche there. I thought it took a second where he could have maybe gotten it, but it might have been before the little window.
Smoke up.
Smoke on smoke. TK spots everybody. Blinked forward. They were up high ground.
Oh, Olsen now in a weird spot.
Gets stunned. Ulu pops BKB, runs in. Vacuum wall onto 2. It got the illusion on the SF. Backs away, but there it is. The black hole onto both. Everybody that's there is no longer. Dust slowed.
They can't go in.
No,
Alk.
There's no way.
He popped the BKB so damn early. It's a 6-second BKB now at this point, too, so every one of those seconds counts. Beautiful jump there from Irving. If they get the Pudge on top of him with Midnight Pulse, with that reduction of healing, of course, from the Rot 2 from the Ags, it's an easy kill. And yet now, Roche on the menu.
Well, really good play there by QX to get the Force Staff out. I don't know if they knew about the Force Staff in that last fight. They're going to come and try and contest this. This is wild. But they're going to do it. And now, Avalanche, Toss doing some damage, actually, and finds the Snapfire. CK is going to die for it.
Emo wants more.
Doesn't have BKB for 30 more seconds, but without an Alk, yeah, he can feel pretty confident heading out there.
Shard taken by SF, so Aegis and Shard for him now. Level 20 hit as well. So now the physical damage from Dust, it's very relevant. If he's able to stick onto that Alchemist, you'll see him be able to bring him down pretty easy too. For Aries, they had a little bit of that moment in the mid lane, but if IG is able to actually cast their spells in the Enigma, you can see how those fights are going to start going down. This BKB, just 6 seconds. Ulu has to be very careful how he pops it.
Right. It felt like a one-off, you know, being set up and in position on Aries in a lot of ways. If Irving is not found at the start of the fight, it's not a fight. It's just going to be a massacre.
Unless they can do some fun, you know, remnants thrown out to break the blink and stuff like that. Yeah, they still have chances of doing that, but it's not the easiest thing to execute by any means. As Paulson, by the way, he has a BKB on Shaker. Just super farmed still.
Standout performer of this series, for him at least.
If he gets vacuumed into this weird spot, he should be just fine to BKB in turn.
Yeah.
White Album, Aghanims is now finished. He's still been having this incredible performance. He's had to buy back twice, so his net worth doesn't really reflect how good of his game it has been.
Doing a lot with a little. His damage to like net worth ratio is going to be insane.
Oh yeah. Soon to have the Shard, so that's like that blink breaker versus the Enigma a lot of times, and not able to take advantage of Black Hole being down at all. Aries, since they're playing into that Aegis, they're reluctant to actually make an aggressive move. So IG, they're probably going to be able to smoke and look for another fight themselves here.
And then fact, they do just that. IG looking.
Got everything at the ready. Aries kind of looks like they know it's coming. They're in a pretty good position.
Waiting to break it. And White Album, the one that does slight dodge. Irving looking for his opening. They have TK. Paulson had already popped his BKB. But obviously, Aries cannot go in if they don't see Irving.
TK the sacrifice. But now tower also going to get brought down.
Dire's middle tower has
Level
fallen.
20 Alk. Ace attack time. But the damage is bigger for the others. They're going to smoke up the wraparound.
Full butterfly on SF.
Oh, he's wrapping around
He
all
actually
the
didn't
way.
get the butterfly delivery yet.
Oh, back. Not really doing good enough.
Dust?
Under control. The damage is there, but looking for the black hole. Irving, wait his moment. He catches it. On to 3. Oh, it's not quite enough, though. Do they have enough damage here to bring him down? It's going to be Red Panda. Dust pops the Requiem, but TK, Ava, toss, connects, the jump in, coming from Ulu, killing him off.
Oh my God.
Dust is gone. Irving, triple kill for Ulu, finds Emo, tries to break it, but it's not going to be enough.
Bottom tower.
It was just illusions. I thought it was another hero, but...
They catch Paulson.
Oh my God, they got him. Paulson in trouble. Got him caught for the kill.
So much to talk about in this fight, actually.
What the hell?
Some disaster, really, that happens for IG. I mean, White Album, he did an excellent job. He was actually chasing Paulson whole fight.
Was that their force staff?
I didn't actually see the force.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
He was chasing Paulson out of the fight, so Shaker's not in it. And look, SF, his courier delivered the butterfly, but he actually had quarterstaff in his backpack. So then courier runs away. He actually doesn't get the whole butterfly. 6,000 gold, not on the SF for the whole fight.
God.
Dust is literally panicking. Watch him in the fight. He's literally running around like, wait, where's my butterfly? Oh my God, doesn't even know who to hit pretty much at all. And then they can't actually focus the Alk because the important thing doesn't connect on him. That black hole, the most important thing that has to hit the Alchemist, doesn't get him.
My goodness. Yeah, a couple of centimeters to the left, and he was waiting that whole time for it. It didn't come out. I think the reason that Dust was on the far side, I couldn't tell. It looked like a force staff, and I thought at first it was from Aries, but it could have actually been. It might have been Tiny's.
Yeah, I didn't quite get to see. I literally was just watching Dust panic because he disassembled, right? He had Mask of Madness, so he did the disassemble play, and then Quarterstaff was locked in his backpack, and the butterfly just ran around and left him. So I think he was like, telling his team maybe to wait, and then they get jumped. And now a huge opening for Aries. Even though it was IG with an Aegis, this Alchemist is now at critical mass. I mean, we even saw the overwhelming blink come into play right after he purchases it, because it's after those BKBs wear off.
Going into Scotty next.
Oh, boy. Okay, now White Album's net worth reflects how amazing of a game he's had.
Yeah, a big injection there.
Yeah. Shard purchased up plus another 2,300 gold.
Ooh, okay, an Aeon Disc done for Darkseer too. So that might be another avenue to go for this to deal with the Enigma a little bit. Not easy, though.
Irving has to hit the better targets, though. He cannot hit the supports. He can't hit Darkseer. He has to hit Ember and Alchemist, or Ember / one of the two. He has to just control these. He cannot be going for Darkseer plus a support, 2 supports, like that. It looks fancy, but he just misses the edge of that Alchemist. It's probably more important than if he just catches only the Alchemist there than if he even lands like a 4-man black hole.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes tough to determine that in these situations, but it is an Alchemist game, so
Right.
it is all the focus that you have to put on him.
I mean, if he dies, it's 30k net worth that's doing nothing.
Yeah. Huge opening now for Aries.
What can they do with it, though? I mean, because even if they, like, you know, sort of take control right now, shut down the map, and, like, get Aegis themselves, you know, the wildest dreams, best thing that could happen for Aries, I don't know if you feel comfortable walking high ground against this lineup.
No, still not, but you're going to be able to develop this nice gold lead.
Okay.
White Album maybe has buyback again for the next fight, too, so he can play super reckless with his remnants and just cause havoc. And that's really the name of the game, it feels like, for Aries, is cause this panic, cause these tossbacks so that Irving feels pressure to have to go for these weird black hole plays.
Shadow Fiend rebuys the Mask of Madness. Interesting.
Okay.
Queuing up Satanic After.
Radiant's bottom tower
That is
under
definitely an
attack.
interesting one. Because he's not going to use that quarterstaff for anything else.
No.
Okay. Just wants sheer DPS during black hole, I guess.
Yeah. Make sure he can get those kills. Trickster Cloak picked up. Ulu takes down the tier 2 tower down bottom. They're going to be able to claim this outpost.
This is a crazy game so far.
It really is.
Just these small little plays making the big difference. Just these small little mistakes making the big difference as well. And those are always the most exciting games. When the more mistakes I feel like we have is when
Yeah.
when Dota just becomes the absolute best. Aeon Disc Tiny, Aeon Disc Darkseer, as you had mentioned before, even queuing one up on the CM. So, yep, that seems to just be the answer. They're like, okay, we don't really have the Basher kind of itemization or the BKB Black Hole Canceller, but let's just survive it.
Yeah, wait it out. Of course, if Paulison starts it off by getting a big echo or what have you,
Yeah.
then you're still kind of screwed. White Album, they have
Ward
a
in the
ward
base.
down. Trying to catch him. And
Olsen's hungry.
Fissure, hook, caught,
Got him.
dead. That's what they needed to get.
These two so on point with their Fissure hook plays. Now the ward will be spotted, but it's 100 seconds, no Ember.
And they know that Roche is up now. That was an Eidolon in there, I think. They're also going to throw in the tree. Pinging this high ground that, yeah, there might be a Tiny in the area. Emo, the one that's there, but the blink back from Tiny keeps
they
himself fine.
I feel like they should just start this with Dust right now. Start the Roche. Yeah, they're going to.
Buy back immediately.
There it is. It's going to take him time to get there, though.
They're heading
Roche,
in with the rest of the team.
It's almost dead.
They're moving in, but they're not going to get there quick enough. They don't realize it. It's going, and it's gone.
And it's a refresher shard, a huge one for the Enigma if he wants to hang on to it. They'll give it to Emo for now.
Paulison, his smoke broke as he walked high ground for a second there, and then blinked up north. So they think that they're all coming over this direction. IG just don't want to take a fight right away, waiting for their moment instead. Big, huge.
He's going to be able to hang on to that one. Pass it off. Like, it depends on the situation. I think, yeah, okay, cool. I was going to say, depends on the situation maybe, but I would imagine he gives it to Irving.
Yeah.
So now 2 black holes that they're going to have to play around,
Radiant's middle
and an
tower is
Aegis,
under attack.
and a Cheese too. So do they have the damage to be able to go for it? They're going to have to probably go around some like toss-back plays in the next fight.
Yeah, and I think that the type of like misplays that you would need to mess up 2 of those would be pretty crazy. Although, if you just pick off the Enigma, that could be one of the ways to do it.
Which they have done pretty decent at.
Yeah.
Still feels like it's anybody's game. I want to say IG definitely has a good advantage going into these later stages of the game. As Panel had mentioned, their lineup scales really nicely. But with the way that we've seen Aries playing, just getting some catch-offs, it still feels like it can go either way.
Maybe we'll get some more server-breaking vacuums.
Good. White Album. He's got to be so careful. If White Album dies, that could also just be game over.
Yeah.
Because they really need this Ember Spirit. So they're going to look to smoke. They're going to look to get the jump and maybe catch IG off guard.
77% right now is what we're sitting at. White Album shows in the mid lane. Remember, he bought back earlier. TK, smoke breaks.
Oop.
Blinks away. Emo, recognizing that they're in the area. Drop down a gem check. Emo, Shivas, they know right where he's at.
Not the target they want to go for first, though. Way too tanky.
Now walking high ground, Paulison. Red Panda is going to be there to smoke break. Emo throws out the hook, misses on that one. Fissure's going to connect. Red Panda in trouble. Back wall onto both. But the black hole, it connects onto both of them. These heroes, Aeon Disc, not sure if it's going to be enough. White Album finds the backlines, trying to kill him off. Black His souls, but the BKB is there. Second round of this. Is it enough damage to kill off the Alchemist? The answer is yes. Alk goes down. Both black holes used. That is exactly what they needed.
With that refresher shard, Irving can kind of throw out the first one and then just wait for when he sees the Alchemist. Gets him this time. No way to protect the Alch versus that BKB hole.
But no creep wave either right now for IG. After the fight win, they're going to have to head up top.
70 seconds till Alch comes out.
60 on that Darkseer.
And it's still the Aegis, so Dust, he probably feels pretty comfortable being able to walk up toward high ground. Aries, can they get this defense held? Might have to use the buyback to hold on to the Rax.
Yeah, they got that D-ward on the one that got the pick off earlier. Doing some slight shenanigans. Cannot afford to die right now on the Ember. Buyback status is still on cooldown for him. Jump in, toss back. Gets the force out. And Ulu right on top starts to punch him.
He's getting hit
But
hard,
Dust is doing a lot of damage. Well, can they do enough there? Emo, he pulls him back in. He's in trouble. He's going down. That is a dieback. That might be game. As IG find the moment that they needed. A silence right there onto the Ember. White Album, nowhere left to go. Aeon Disc and Remnant out, buddy. Remnant's back in. The Fissure just barely off the mark. Emo chasing. Finds TK now. Tried to go for the Dismember. It's not going to be enough. Vacuum wall onto only one. Didn't catch Dust in that. Tosses him back through the wall. That helps a little bit, but this SF illusion not going to do nearly enough damage.
TK, I mean, they try to go for this big play with the toss no target with the Alchemist, but they can't kill Emo in time, and it quickly becomes a disaster. That BKB, it's only short duration. If Emo doesn't die, then he just turns and bites the Alchemist. 70 seconds. IG, they also have Black Hole at the ready.
They feel comfortable just walking high ground right now.
Feels like Aries has done a couple of these fights where they've initiated onto themselves, I feel like.
Yeah. Not the way they were hoping it would go.
No.
And will use a glyph here, but Dust has Satanic going and takes down that tier 3 tower. Gonna take down Rax. See if he goes for topper. You know, 40 seconds is a long time.
I think they should keep persisting forward. They still have Aegis, they still have Black Hole. Aegis actually only 5 seconds. Still gonna look to go for it. Level 25 on SF.
7 seconds left on Satanic. He should be okay with this. Reclaimed.
20.
TK has that toss back now. Finds it here, trying to burn through him. Dust pops the Satanic, and he's fine. TK dead now, has buyback. 100 seconds on the sideline, though. He's going to need to use it if they want any hope of chasing these heroes down. But it looks like IG, they're just going to get away scot-free. Refresher done on Enigma. The game has gotten significantly harder for Aries.
Yeah, now they have to do some type of absolutely insane team fights, and even then there's going to be that second round always for Enigma's hook.
Not going to quite there.
Might as well throw it out. They've landed so many of those. So.
Yeah.
Down toward bottom, looking to finish up that last lane. And 25, of course, picked up for Emo. So now even more so. If they don't kill him on the initial go, he's got a full heal.
Yeah. It has to be somehow a burst of 4,000 damage before he gets to cast a spell on somebody. Not the easiest thing to do in the world.
No, definitely not.
But SF, no BKB. Does still have Satanic. And Ember can only really try and whittle away at this.
Emo has Refresher also. So 2 rounds of BKB, 2 rounds of Bite.
Trying to get into their next items, but IG not going to give him that opportunity. Another tier 3 tower in some trouble. They force out the BKB from Irving, and okay, he just black holes both of them. Hooks him out of the black hole. The Darkseer, well, actually doesn't go down, so that's 1 used. Irving thinks about a second round here. Has another BKB black hole.
Just waiting for the Alchemist to show. Lulu's sitting pretty far back.
Okay.
Looks like they'll back it up for a second, heal up the SF. Can look to re-go in a second, though. Chemical Rage was used, so it's going to be on cooldown for about 30 seconds here with this push. Do believe they saw that. Polison was pinging it immediately.
Just a little bit of time left over. Can send out Eidolons even if they want to, if they don't want to threaten in too much of a scary way. But
Dust could still look to poise himself up on the high ground there with the backdrop of this black hole plus Echo still.
Yeah, the Lotus. It's all working together in concert to keep him alive.
You still have this ward as well too that's giving some information.
Yeah. TK looking for his moment. Oh, a good play there. Blinks in front to make sure he can't get
There's
the hook out, but it is there. The black hole onto the Alchemist. Dust shows up, turns, starts the fire, and that is going to be dead Alk. GG is called. IG managed to come away with another one, this time over Aster.Aries.
a big win for them, really. Really, I mean, this series was really well played by them in their own fashion, too. We don't really get to see the Earthshaker too many times, but Polison, fancy. He's just like showing off kind of most of this game. Him and Emo, on point. These fissure hook combos over and over again, even though White Album was doing some of the fanciest footwork I feel like I've seen in a long time in the